Everybody knows how to budget. It's adding and subtracting. We learn how to do that in 6th grade. It's easy. It's very easy to balance your checkbook. The emotional drivers of our behavior, on the other hand, those are the insidious kind of back burner things and kind of unconscious things that drive our behavior. And that's where the problems come in, and that's what Rena-Fi addresses. We work to help people identify why they're doing the things they're doing. And then we certainly can teach them about budgeting. That's easy. I could teach you about family budgeting in 5 minutes. That's how long it takes. We're all blindsided by these emotional drivers of our behavior. Some of those are obvious to us. We feel better or feel worse and we are conscious of it. Many of them are unconscious. We don't even realize it. If you don't own a house, why are you buying a luxury vehicle which is plummeting in value? Is that the best thing for your family? We have a lot of emotional drivers that cause us to want that Range Rover. It feels good, it's nice, it's great to drive. Our neighbors will look up at us, we think. There's all those kind of things that happen. And then next thing you know, and there's that marketing and advertising. The entire culture is actually biased against you to save your money. The entire culture that we live in is designed to get you to spend every dime you make and more. And people often ask me, well, how can you spend more? That's not possible. It's easy. You walk into a car dealership and you put $4,000 down on a $40,000 car. You just spent $40,000. You didn't spend $4,000. You spent 40, you didn't have 36. Now you're in debt, and that's what Americans are doing all the time. They're financing mattresses, for Pete's sake. You know, $3,400 mattress, which is, in my opinion, kind of ridiculous, but they offer financing on it. And for whatever emotional drivers of the marketing that push us into doing those things, people walk into a mattress store, young couples, they buy a $3,400 mattress, and now in some small way, but their future is compromised because now they have this debt that they have to pay month after month after month instead of living their life. Here's the thing. You will do the most rational thing that's in your mind at the time. That's what we do. That's what a rational brain does. It picks the most rational thing. But that rational thing is severely influenced by the emotional drivers of our behavior underneath. So we might think we're making a rational decision to buy a Range Rover, but there's an emotional driver there that I want the validation. I want my neighbors to think highly of me. Whatever happens to be, there's those other things underneath it. And as we become aware of those things, we can say, yeah, I'd like the neighbors to be impressed with me, but I think it's more important that my kids go to college. And then we've shifted the emotional driver to an emotional driver that is in line with what we rationally want. We are making what we think are rational decisions based on the knowledge and the emotions that we feel that we know we have, that we're doing that. But we're making those decisions are also influenced by emotions that we're barely conscious of. And that's where the danger point is. That, I believe, is a place where Rena-Fi can really help. In order for a person to make better decisions, sometimes they need to get outside of themselves and look back at themselves in a more detached kind of way, and we help people do that. We help people see these irrationalities that are going on that they think are rational, but it's because they're being influenced by other emotional drivers. And we just bring it to light. People make their own decisions. They make very good decisions if they have good material to make those decisions from. So I think financial distress is one of the biggest problems in our society today, and I don't think it's being addressed very well. And it's not about the mechanics of adding and subtracting. It is about the emotional drivers of our behavior. It's about so many different things. Our entire culture is arrayed against us to get us to spend every dime and more of what we make. And people are essentially wage slaves. They're not much better off than people were 150 years ago. So I think we have a chance to change that a bit and help people make better decisions for their lives. 70% of the people walking around today are under financial stress. 70%. If you're in a room of 10 people, even though they all act fine, 7 of them have financial problems. And 15% of Americans have severe problems. That means they're being evicted, or they're being foreclosed on, or their car is being towed away, or something's going on in a significant crisis kind of way. 15%. It's a huge problem. It affects people's physical health. They don't go get health care. They skip their medications. They don't pay the $30 copay. There's just huge problems. It costs employers $7,000 a year per employee in terms of increased absenteeism, accidents, lost productivity, all kinds of things. And we can drop those numbers significantly and improve things for, like I said, an incredibly low price point. That's the beauty of the internet, the scalability of the internet. So we can talk to thousands, tens of thousands of people at a very low price point. Our first concern is to help people become aware of the emotional aspects of their decisions that they're making. That's the very first thing. And people, they think they're aware of them, and they are. We're aware of a lot of the, how we feel about things, but we're very oblivious to the deeper aspects of it. And it doesn't have to be that way.